Hello S2 student, I'm Miss San. So today I'm going to show you how to do the coloring of your character. So let's look at the setup of my table first. So for sure that you should have your watercolor set ready. And I would suggest you to have one more palette besides the one that come with your watercolor. And then also you need a cup of water. You have brushes. I will choose those brushes with some tip top. That means a pointy top will be easier for you to use it later on. And I have a kitchen paper somehow for me to dry out my brushes. And then I have a recycled paper put beneath my drawing to protect the table. At the same time, I can somehow test some color on the top of it. And then if all things are ready, then you can start the coloring. So to begin with, before drawing on your cloth, I would suggest you to test the color on your original draft. So this is my original draft as I have cut out here. Always remember, choose your color selectively. Don't use all the colors in your character. For my character, this evergreen, I will choose mainly green as the main color. For the other colors, maybe for the hat, this is like an orange skin here. That will be the supporting color, which is orange. And then the pot here, will be in brown. But the rest of that, mainly they are in green, but different tones of green, okay? So let's begin. So when you have your color ready, make sure that you have your brush, which is clean, and then get a little bit water. You can see I just tip a little bit water and get the color that you want. So I have already tested color, which I need is the green color, the grass green, which I mainly use. So I usually will get the color to the palette. And then the other green, it is a darker green color, which is here. So we use it here. So you can somehow mix the color. In case, for example, this color you think it is not dark enough, so you can get another color. Maybe I get the blue, a little bit blue color to somehow darken the gray of green. You can see if I mix a little bit green with the blue here, I have a darker green color. So it's up to you. You can mix color, and I will highly recommend you to mix some color and test it on your rough paper until you find the best color for your character. Okay, and then afterward, then you can start to test your color on your original draft. So let's have a look. So you can just directly paint on the top so that you know what does the color look like. So even we are using watercolor this time, but I won't add too much color on the top. Don't make your drawing look like a swimming pool, okay? So especially when we paint on the cloth later on, you will find that if you add too much of the water, so it will be very difficult for you to let the color stay on the top. Okay, so you can somehow see I have added two different tones of green, but I can blend it together to mix it in order to get a more natural effect. So a pointy top, which can help you to draw some very tiny area or maybe a very sharp angle here. Okay, so you can mix the color, you can test it on your original draft before you draw on the cloth. That is how you test it. And somehow I would like to add a little bit yellow, because yellow is also a family color of green. If I want to make some of the part really light in color, so I can add a little bit yellow. So always mix the color and then test it before you draw on the cloth. Okay, so just roughly have the testing of color in different parts. Make sure that different part of your character you should have tested before you draw. Okay, afterward then you can put it aside and then for reference. And then now it is your cloth. Okay, you can see that I have painted a little bit already. So just want to let you know the skills actually is the same. Again, don't add too much water. For me, I just tip it a little bit and then get the color that I want, I will first start with the lighter color, which is the grass green. Get the color, and then put it on the palette, and then you can start to draw it on the top. So see, because this is on a fibre, for the cloth, the texture of it, it is comparatively rough than the drawing paper. So I need to be very patient and then add the color on the top. So you can see that when I'm adding the color, I will keep dipping some water from my cup here. Okay, so at the same time, when I am painting on the top, you can still mix the color. If I want to add the darker, add the other green color on the top, I still can, because the area that I've just painted is still wet. So you can see that when I add the dark green, it will blend together with the light green here. And then you can use the original green color to help it to blend it naturally. So sometimes if you found that there are too much water stored on your brush, you can just slightly, okay, just put it on the kitchen paper and then let it to dry up a bit. Okay, see? Okay, and then for the very tiny area, you can still paint on the top. So you can see that when I'm adding the color, I will use more than one brush, okay? Usually I will keep 2 or even 3 brushes in my hand, just in case I need to blend the color or mix it. So never just use one brush for the whole painting. Be patient when you draw, because sometimes it takes some time for the color to absorb by the fibre, okay? Okay, once again, if I want to mix another color on the top, then I have to take the chance, because since the color is still wet, so now I can add the other green in the area. Maybe you just drip it a little bit and let it blend. See? Okay. So always refer back to the original draft that you have made. Take a look which area you want it to be lighter or darker. Okay, and then I can add yellow as well. Get some yellow. Paint it on the top. Sometimes, just like my grass here, the leaves, actually they're leaves, I have left some area blank, that means, and just leave it white, because I would like to just separate, okay, some of the features, okay? So you need not to color the whole area, every part of the part you need to add the color. Sometimes you can just leave it white to emphasize the features of it, okay? So that is how you color your work, and I hope that you can try on your original draft first to test the color before you draw on the cloth. And I hope that you can do a good job in this task. Okay, so good luck and see you in the next lesson. Bye bye.